Hello and welcome to the channel. The 90s had cartoons we will never see the likes of again. A lot were creative, fresh, took chances, and seemed to have no limitations. It's amazing how some of these were even allowed and got made, but they're amazing and we love them for it. There's a reason why the 90s are looked back on so fondly, and the cartoons were a huge part of it. Whether you're Green Dynamite, The Big Blue Destiny, or a world-traveling Lady in Red, these cartoons have something for you and for everyone. These were 90s staples, and we're going to go over the best and most memorable that premiered in 1994. Happy anniversary to them all. Let's begin. The Critic, an American prime-time adult animated sitcom that aired from January 1994 to May 1995 for 2 seasons. The series revolved around the life of New York film critic Jay Sherman, voiced by Jon Lovitz. The series was created by Al Jean and Mike Rice, who were showrunners and writers on early seasons of The Simpsons. The Critic had 23 episodes produced, first airing on ABC and then finishing on Fox in 95. The show was hilarious and parodied much of Hollywood. The show's theme song and Jay's catchphrase, "It stinks," are very memorable. I remember my friends and I loving this show and then just kind of upset when no more were made. It's a shame. The show wasn't The Simpsons, and that's a good thing. It had its own style and humor with great characters, a truly underrated animated series from the 90s that I am still shocked never got bigger than it did. The complete series is available on DVD, and the series did come back with 10 internet shorts that were made in 2000. Where on Earth is Carmen Sandiego? An animated television series based on the computer games with some live action in it. The series premiered on February 5th, 1994, ran for 4 seasons until January 2nd of 99. International thief Carmen Sandiego steals treasures from around the world and leaves clues behind for Acme agents Zack and Ivy, under the leadership of their chief, to find these clues in order to capture her. There is an unseen live-action character called the Player who communicates with Carmen, and this implies that a video game is being played from the computer. The show had nice characters, some development and twists, and fun adventures. Most notable is the show's educational aspect, giving the audience trivia, definitions, help with foreign language, and history. It was a fun cartoon that taught kids while also having a badass female antagonist slash anti-hero and some smart young adult protagonists in it. The series is available to own, and again, another catchy theme song. Disney's Aladdin the Series, a television series based on the hit Walt Disney Animated Studios film Aladdin. The series first aired February 6th to November 25th, 1995, for a total of 86 episodes, which is a lot back then when most shows ordered were 65. The series takes place again in Agrabah after the Return of Jafar film and follows our heroes Aladdin, Princess Jasmine, Genie, Abu, the Sultan, Magic Carpet, and yes, even Iago. Dan Castellaneta fills in for Robin Williams as Genie and does a very good job on that. The show is full of many great stories and adventures and was a personal favorite of mine for Disney's movies turned cartoon, probably my favorite of them that aired on the Disney Channel and Toon Disney at the time. We got more in-depth and development for our heroes and for some nice new villains added in like Abysmal, Sadira, Mechanicles, Mirage, and of course, most notably, Mosenrath. Annoyingly, Aladdin, along with Schnookins and Meat apparently, are the only 2 Disney afternoon series that aren't available on Disney Plus as of the recording of this video in December of 2024. Hey, it's time to laugh and play, so have a happy day.
The Busy World of Richard Scarry
is an animated children's television series produced by Cinar that first aired March 9th, 1994 and ran for 65 episodes. The series takes place in the fictional city of Busytown and revolves around its main anthropomorphic animal stars, Huckle Cat and Lowly Worm. Other characters include Hilda Hippo, Sergeant Murphy, Mr. Frumble, Mr. Grunkle, Bananas Gorilla, and Mr. Fix-It, just to name a few. Each episode featured a conflict that would get resolved at the end, and we learned some sort of moral lesson. There were episodes in between that involved other characters from around the world, such as Couscous, Sneef and Sniff, and Cucumber and Pickles. I always enjoyed this show as a kid on Nickelodeon / Nick Jr., and even enjoyed reading the books. Lowly's flying apple helicopter car was just so cool. I have fond memories of the characters, their voices, the art styles, and many of the songs integrated throughout the series. A fun, charming kid show worth checking out. The whole series is available on DVD. Street Sharks, a jawsome clone of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Animated series that first aired September 7th, 1994 for 3 seasons and 40 episodes. The story involves 4 brothers, John, Bobby, Coop, and Clint, who become Teenage Mutant Sharks. They were 4 different types of sharks too and had 4 different personalities and styles. They battled the evil Dr. Paranoid and his minions in most episodes. Like the Turtles, the toys for this cartoon were the main selling point, and they were some of the coolest toys ever. Mattel this year brought back Street Sharks for their 30th anniversary, recreating the toys from childhood but with more articulation. 2 jawsome waves have been released so far, with more on the way. Check out our reviews of the figures if you like. Towards the series end, dinosaur mutants joined our heroes, and Sue had their own spin-off series, Extreme Dinosaurs. Street Sharks is available to own on DVD.
Seatbelts, everyone!
The Magic School Bus, an animated educational children's TV series based on the book series of the same name, originally broadcast from September 1994 to December of 1997 for 52 episodes. The show was critically acclaimed and one of the most beloved shows at the time, airing on PBS along with Arthur in later years. The off-the-wall teacher, Miss Frizzle, takes her 8 students and Liz on her Magic School Bus, and we get lots of fun field trips that range from going to outer space, into the human body, and turn into various creatures and such. The theme song, again, catchy and one of the most memorable theme songs from a cartoon. The show was fun, educational, and every character stood out and had great catchphrases. I still find myself quoting "take chances, make mistakes, I knew I should have stayed home today, Carlos," etc. The series is available to own, and there was a revival series many years later, and on to the next cartoon. His name is Mr. Bumpet. He goes bump in the night. Bump in the Night is an American stop-motion animated series made by Danger Productions and Greengrass Productions. The series aired on ABC from September 1994 to December 1995 for only 26 episodes and a Christmas special. For the series that followed Mr. Bumpy, voiced by the legendary Jim Cummings, a small green purple warded monster living under the bed of a young boy. He had quirks like eating dirty socks and getting into mischief. His best friend, Squishyton, voiced by Rob Paulson, another legend, a blue monster to live in the bathroom's toilet tank, always got dragged into Mr. Bumpy's zany antics and was the worrying and timid type. Molly Coddle, a ragdoll with Frankenstein monster-esque parts who belonged to the boy's sister, was more level-headed and tried to keep Mr. Bumpy from getting into too much trouble. Voiced by Gail Mathias, who you might notice is the voice of Martha Generic in Bobby's World,
Don't you know?
and Shirley the Loon in Tiny Toons, among many others. Yet again, this show had a very catchy opening song, and there were musical numbers in the episodes themselves as well. The show's stop motion was something fresh at the time on TV, and the stories were crazy, weird, sometimes gross, and just overall a joy to watch. The complete series is, yes, of course, on DVD. Spoon! The Tick is an American animated television series adaptation of the New England comic superhero comic created by Ben Edlund. The series aired for 3 seasons starting from September 10th, 1994 to November 24th, 1996 on the Fox Network's Fox Kids block for only 36 episodes. The Tick is a very different take on superheroes. It was quirky, so out there, satirical, and just so very different than, say, Batman or Spider-Man. It stars the Tick, a big, strong blue hero, always in a suit, always destroying things, not on purpose, and his sidekick Arthur, a flying moth superhero. Townsend Coleman voiced Tick, and Arthur was voiced by the Monkees band member Mickey Dolenz in season 1. Awesome. Then Rob Paulson for the last 2 seasons. The show had many outstanding fellow heroes and villains. A fun ride that ended way too soon. I was obsessed with the show, taped the episodes, yes, taped on VHS, and collected most of the toys. The series is almost entirely available on DVD. Also of note, there were 2 live-action series of The Tick, one in 2001 starring Patrick Warburton, and another in 2017 on Amazon, both ending too soon in my opinion, especially Amazon series. Disney's Gargoyles was another fresh, ahead of its time cartoon series that aired from October 24th, 1994 to May 15th, 1996 for 3 seasons and 78 episodes. The series was co-produced by Walt Disney Television Animation and Walt Disney Animation Japan for its first 2 seasons, and then Nelvana for its final. The series featured nocturnal creatures in medieval Scotland known as gargoyles that would turn into stone during the day. The spell kept them as stone for 1,000 years, and they would eventually be transported and reawakened in modern-day New York City, thanks to David Xanatos. Elisa Maza, an NYPD detective, befriends the gargoyles and helps them protect the city. Goliath, the leader of his group of gargoyles, and the rest of the group include Brooklyn, Hudson, Lexington, Broadway, Bronx, and Demona, Goliath's ex who hates humanity. The cast consisted of many talented actors such as Ed Asner and Keith David, and a lot of voices were provided by Star Trek The Next Generation actors such as Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis. The series was darker, edgier, complex, story and character driven. Not surprising, the show's theme song and score are absolutely beautiful. The final season was renamed The Goliath Chronicles, and its fate was pretty much sadly sealed. The animated series has cult following and still loved today, with comics and NECA figures being made for the series, and soon Mondo and probably others. The series is available to own on DVD. Aaahh! Real Monsters is a classic Nicktoon, the fifth one, right after Doug, Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy, and Rocko's Modern Life. Real Monsters aired on Nickelodeon from October 29th, 1994 to November 16th, 1997 for 52 episodes. The show centers on three young monsters: Ickis, my favorite, Bunny Rabbit, Crumb, and Oblina, who attend a school for monsters under a city dump where they learn to scare humans. Most of the episodes would revolve around those three monsters and their hijinks while trying to attempt to scare these humans on the surface for class assignments. Their teacher, the Grumble, is not one to mess with, and the main students often get into trouble from him. A unique art style and idea, this show was pretty popular on Nickelodeon, and I recall getting a lot of the toys and drawing these characters constantly. This was a nice horror-ish cartoon to get kids into horror. The first episode even took place on Halloween, called The Switching Hour. The series is completely available on DVD. Before we get to the last cartoon in 1994, I wanted to have an honorable mention with Life of Louie. The series first aired September 2nd, 1995, but its pilot episode, A Christmas Surprise for Mrs. Stillman, first aired on December 18th, 1994. We will be going over that in this year's Forgotten Christmas Classics special, and you can watch our retrospective on the series already on our channel. Last but certainly not least, we have Spider-Man the Animated Series. Spider-Man aired on the Fox Kids Network from November 19th, 1994 to January 31st, 1998 for a total of 5 seasons consisting of 65 episodes. First off, again, you cannot forget the awesome intro song. Still an earworm to this day. I mean, every show on here had great theme songs, just gotta say, basically every show listed here. Spider-Man the Animated Series follows Peter Parker, who balances his personal life and being a superhero. He also had to maneuver his romantic affections for his gals, love interests, Felicia Hardy and Mary Jane Watson. Great gals. Nice animation and character design. The series featured many great Spidey villains and story arcs involving Green Goblin, Kraven, the Lizard, Venom, and Carnage, and even had him team up with other Marvel heroes like the X-Men, Punisher, Fantastic Four, and more. Another superhero series I was extremely obsessed with. This is still my favorite adaptation of Spider-Man besides Raimi's trilogy and Spider-Man: Amazing Friends. I feel the cartoon still holds up and is really well done. Not perfect, but a great version of Spider-Man that pretty much held true to its source material. I love the voice cast and stories so much. I still remember having a ton of merchandise from it and just Spider-Man in general as a kid. Comics, the toys, the clothes, just amazing. Unfortunately, this series is not available to own officially, completely on DVD or stuff like that. And that's it. Some of the best, most memorable cartoons that premiered in 1994. 30 years now. Happy anniversary again. A great time to grow up, in my opinion. The 90s were genuinely special, and 1994 had some incredible cartoons that are unforgettable and some of the biggest / best made. We haven't seen many like these since, and most likely never will again. Thanks for reminiscing with us about some of the best cartoons that premiered in 1994. We hope you enjoyed it, and please tell us your thoughts on these series and others we may have missed that you remember and love. We do have another video list of 1994 anniversary year cartoons planned that are more out there and strange, coming soon. Thanks again for watching. If you like, we'd appreciate you giving the video a like and subscribing. We might do more of this stuff in the future, and lots of it too, because it's very fascinating stuff and we hope you enjoy it. We enjoy it. The more we get from this, the more we'll put out on classic retro cartoons and such. See you all next time. Take care of yourselves and stay gnarly. Long live the 90s.